message.
He's got it, he's out.
Yeah, he is.
Two-time world champion, ranked as the third top bull rider in history by PBR in 2023, and one of the founding fathers of professional bull riders. Jim Sharp's rodeo career is what many dream to achieve in a lifetime. Beginning from an early age when many are still playing made-up games, Jim entered as a professional bull rider who's dominated the sport since the day he stepped into the arena. But how good was he in his prime? In today's video, we're embarking on a journey into the amazing and inspirational career of Jim Sharp, who entertained bull riding enthusiasts and fans on a level never seen before. Hailing out of Kermit, Texas, Sharp was born in 1965 and spent his early years with his father, James, who made an honest living as a calf roper. And ever since then, he was used to riding calves, and his interest in bull riding increased gradually. By the time he was 9 years old, he rode his first steer in the American Junior Rodeo Association event held in Pecos, Texas. As a young entrant and having much to learn, Sharp was highly motivated and dedicated to mastering the skills of bull riding and becoming the best that there is. But there was still a lot of hard work that he needed to do in order to learn how to ride and control bulls without hurting himself. For the next 4 years, Sharp continued participating in local junior events and rode steers as a hobby. But this wasn't merely a time-passing activity for him. Deep down, he knew he wanted to pursue bull riding full-time and excel at the sport to the point where he became known as the greatest of all time. From 1974 to 1981, he put in a ton of work, learning the ins and outs of controlling the animal, keeping composure, and mastering his body language while riding. At 13, he began riding officially in the American Junior Rodeo Association. But this wasn't a new experience for him. A couple of years earlier, he'd won the steer riding championship in the 12 and under category in 1978. However, this time he had bigger plans. In 1981, he reached the National Finals of the National Junior Rodeo Association, where he became known as the champion bull rider, taking home his first major victory in the 13 to 15 age class. But this wasn't all that he wanted. Sharp wasn't going to stop until he'd reached the master class of bull riding and rode among legends of the sport. A lot of work was required, but his dedication wasn't going anywhere. The next 3 years didn't pan out for him quite as he expected. Now, even though he took part in the American Junior Rodeo Association championships every year, he couldn't perform as well as his competitors, and he didn't see victory other than his first in 1981. However, this all changed one day. In 1984, he competed at the National High School Rodeo Association for the first time and consistently placed at the top ranks in nearly every competition. He was getting back into his exceptional form, although gradually. Despite being bucked off a few times, sustaining some injuries in the hopes of emerging as a champion seeming faint, he made a shocking comeback, which indicated that Jim Sharp wasn't an average young bull rider. That year, he participated in the Texas High School All-Around Championship, dominated every round, and emerged as the champion. He represented his school, the Kermit High School, which proudly endorsed and celebrated the amazing victory at Jim Sharp. Now this was just the beginning, and from here on, Sharp was only going to touch new heights of success in the bull riding world. Soon after graduating high school, he was recruited into the Odessa College Rodeo program by Jen Watkin, the Wrangler coach of the college. He made Sharp participate in several events in Fort Worth, Texas, where he could practice and acquire important skills to become a member of the PRCA. About a year later, in 1986, Jim Sharp joined the PRCA as a rookie and participated in his first ever professional event. In his very first year, he managed to secure the overall Rookie of the Year award as well as the Texas Circuit Rookie title. But it was Jim Sharp, and with him, there's always more to the story. That year, he made a new record as a rookie by accumulating an astonishing $100,000 in earnings, the most made by a rookie in his first year. And lastly, he made a qualifying ride to enter his first National Finals Rodeo. The future seemed promising for him, and in the next few years he sustained an amazing win streak, dominating any event he stepped foot in. Along the way, he kept making some awe-inspiring records, which forced even the biggest names in the bull riding world to note Jim Sharp and appreciate him for his extraordinary talent. In 1988, Sharp became the first bull rider of the era who rode all 10 bulls at the National Finals Rodeo. No rider's ever come close to breaking or even matching this record. To date, Sharp's remembered for this achievement, despite having just a few years of professional bull riding experience. The same year, he won his first ever PRCA World title, an applaudable victory that solidified his position as one of the greatest and most skilled bull riders of all time. This victory meant a lot to him, and it only ignited a greater spark in him to continue working hard, dominate the sport, and take home whatever title came his way. Feeding off of this motivation, he entered the 1989 season and exhibited a record-breaking performance at the National Finals Rodeo, where he won the NFR bull riding average for the second time in his career. Now, as soon as he emerged as the winner, he knew he would again dominate the World Championships that year, hopefully taking home a second consecutive world title. However, he wasn't as lucky, and unfortunately, he faced a devastating loss in the PRCA World Championship event. Disappointed with his performance in the 1989 season, Sharp somehow managed to motivate himself once again, working hard to unleash the high-performing bull-riding beast that he had within. Surprisingly, this tactic worked. Entering the 1990 season, he knew he couldn't let the world title slip away this year. From the beginning of the season, he performed amazingly, showing bull-riding skills that were hardly ever seen before. Even the seasoned professionals gave jaw-dropping reactions when Sharp entered the arena, and this year, the prospects of him snatching his second world title seemed highly likely indeed. The adrenaline rush was high, and the added cheers in support of his fans only made him even more focused on the world title. He managed to reach the championship round, and every single ride he made seemed like a piece of cake for him. His opponents lost confidence by seeing Jim Sharp's amazing composure, and in the end, he emerged as the winner once again. The 1990 season marked his second world title win, and he became known as the most amazing young bull rider of his time. In 1992, he once again picked up his third bull riding average title at the NFR, and this was also the first year he managed to qualify for the NFR. Between 93 and 94, he sustained some major injuries, which forced him to sit out and miss most of the season, which was a devastating time for him. However, in 1995, he came back into the show and rode at the Southwestern Livestock and Exposition Show and Rodeo in Fort Worth, where he finished second. For the next decade, his injuries didn't allow him to continue winning any major events apart from the Tough Headman Championship Challenge in Bonanza in 2002. Between 2003 to 2004, he sustained major injuries including bruised ribs, a complex scalp laceration, and a dislocated shoulder. Finally, the injuries took over his career, and in 2005, he decided to officially retire from professional bull riding. Since then, he's been awarded many honors, including the PBR Ring of Honor, the Texas Rodeo Cowboy Hall of Fame, and the Bull Riding Hall of Fame. In 2023, he was named as the #3 best bull rider in PBR history among the top 30 riders. Nicknamed the Razor, Jim Sharp's made a significant impact on the world of professional bull riding with all of his amazing skills. So I gotta ask, were you ever one of the fortunate few to see Jim ride in a live rodeo? Must have been one hell of a thing to see. Make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. And if you liked the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you're notified as soon as we upload our next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you next time.